Everyone out there. Welcome to our 7th session of A Break to Educate, our series that's aired through Google Hangouts. Today I'm going to be joined by Jean Varnold, who is going to be fielding our questions, and Ryan Yantanza, our desktop software analyst in the Mesa office. He is going to be discussing with us today about how to add a printer. So please feel free to ask any questions you have during the Hangout, and Jean will address those for you. And if you happen to think of any questions after the Hangout is over, you can join us in our Break to Educate community called Off Air. So don't ever hesitate to ask questions by asking during the Hangout or going to the community or even calling the help desk at extension 2200. So today, like I said, we're going to be talking about how to add a printer, and since these sessions are designed to be quick and informative, I'm going to get started and then I'm going to turn it over to Ryan. So you might be thinking to yourself, why would I want to add another printer? I have the printer in my office, in my department, and why would I want to add someone else's printer? Well, you may not have a color printer in your department. You need to print out a handout that has color in it, or you may need to do some duplexing, or even print out something on pieces of paper that are different sizes than your regular 8x10 or your legal size, or maybe you have some name badges or something you want to print out. Also, you may have a printer in your office or your department that's heavily used, and you have a big print job, and you know that there is another printer out there in another department that can handle big print jobs, and so you're going to be able to want to print to that printer as well. Now, just remember there are some etiquette involved, and there is a little bit of work to adding this printer, and that's what Ryan is going to discuss with you today. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Ryan Yantanza and let him get started talking about how to add a printer. Ryan?
Thanks, Tammy. Good morning. My name is Ryan Yantanza. I'm a desktop software analyst based out of the Mesa campus, and I'm going to go over how to add a printer with you today. Before we actually add a printer, what we want to make sure is there's a little bit of etiquette. What you always want to do is ask the user or department that controls the printer if you can actually use that printer. A lot of departments control the toner and also paper ordering for those printers, so you don't want to just print to them without asking permission. Another thing you can do is offer to bring your own paper so that you don't use up their department's supply. And a third thing you can do is, if you're going to be printing a really large job, which is going to tie up the printer for a while, let everyone in that department know so that they know that they can't be printing at the same time. Alright, so let's actually get into adding a printer. Let's start at the desktop. So what we want to do is click on the Start button and go to Devices and Printers. That's going to bring up a list of all your current devices and printers. And in the top left-hand corner, there is an Add a Printer button. We're going to click on that first. And this brings up a little window here, and what we want to do is add a network, wireless, or Bluetooth printer. You click on that. It will list any printers that are public to the domain, and if we scroll through there, you may not see the printer that you want. And if you don't see that, what you can do is, the printer that I want isn't listed. We currently have two servers that control printing, one in the Mesa campus and one in the Kirksville campus. The Mesa campus is called Mesa Print 1, and the Kirksville campus is called Kirk Print 1. I'm going to add a printer from Mesa Print 1 right now. So what I want to do is do / / Mesa Print 1 / and what that does is it lists all of the printers that are currently on that server. And if you're looking at these names, you may be thinking, wow, what do all these names mean? The easiest way to find out what the printer name is of the printer you want to print to is ask the person who controls it or the department. Hey, what printer is this printer here? And they'll say something like, oh, that's ASDO Faculty 1. It's a color laserjet. And let's use that one as an example. I'm going to click on that. And ASDO Faculty 1, color laserjet 4700 DTN. What you want to do is hit Next. And what it's going to do is going to look for the driver off the server. And then it's going to download the driver and start the install. this process can take a few seconds or up to a minute, depending on how big the printer is and how much it has to download. So we are at the finishing the installation phase, and you've successfully added ASDO Faculty 1 Color LaserJet 4700 DTN. We're going to hit next. There is a checkbox here that says set as the default printer. You more than likely do not want to set this as your default printer if you're going to not use it all the time. You want to keep your normal default printer as that. You can also send a test page, but it's not necessary. Then you hit finish. And as you can see here on the right hand side, ASDO Faculty 1 Color LaserJet 4700 DTN is now on my printer list. What you can do now is you can go up and start up program, say Microsoft Word, and we can do a test. You go to File, Print, and you can choose that ASDO Faculty 1 Color LaserJet, and we send a test print. And it's as easy as that. If we look at this, there's also other ways to add printers. We can do it also via IP address, and this is more geared toward adding it on a Mac. If you want to do that, what you can do is go to somebody who already has the printer on their computer. You can have them right-click on it, go to Printer Properties. Let me move this a little bit more in the middle, and go to Ports, and they will list the IP address in the port. This one happens to be 10.2.48.13, and if you're adding it on a Mac, what you want to do is go to the Apple, go to System Preferences, Printers and Devices, or I believe it's just called Printers. You can hit the little plus arrow or plus icon, and then you can add the printer via that. And that's the IP address you want to use. Other than that, it's just a matter of if there's any questions.
Okay, Jean, do we have any questions for Ryan today?
We don't have any questions.
Well, he did such a great job of explaining that, they probably just got it on the first time. So if there aren't any questions, we'll go ahead and close. But remember that you can ask questions in our Break to Educate community off air. And I want to thank Ryan today. That was very good. Appreciate that very much. You can join us in 2 weeks. We'll have another Break to Educate. It will be our final Break to Educate before the summer, and then we'll start back up and again in the fall. We're going to do a session on Excel shortcuts and things you might have forgotten to use in Excel. So if you have a particular question you want to see addressed in that session, please feel free to email myself, Tammy Weidenbender, or Jean Varnold, and we'll try to address those during that session. But anyway, thanks again, Ryan. You did a great job. Appreciate it. Yay!
Thank you.
And I just want to say, please just feel free to ask us any questions. Call the help desk if you have any questions at all. And we're glad that you joined us today. And again, happy Friday. Everyone have a good weekend. See you later.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Bye.